their baggage and everybody has their demon. So you might as well deal with your own demon and everything will work out fine. If you're not in control of your emotions will be in control of you. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Emotions. Our topic today is on the principles of relationship and marriage. The principles of relationship and marriage. By the grace of God, I have been opportune to be married for 8 years. And of course, before I got married, I was in relationships. So I think that I know a thing or two about relationships. And one thing that I know about marriage, or what keeps a marriage going, or what keeps a marriage healthy, truly is communication. I have a guest today, and I know that he will be speaking on the 4 C's in marriage, which cannot be far from the truth. But just a little bit that I have to chip in, is to encourage those of you who are married. First of all, congratulations for hanging in there, because a lot of people who are not married think that marriage is a bed of roses. It is not. It is not a bed of roses. First of all, it is not even a bed, and it is not a rose. Yes, there are moments of bliss. Yes, it is a beautiful thing. You have a permanent person there to conversate with. If you are tired of your marriage today, I encourage you to pipe down. Just calm down and listen. Allow the other person to communicate while you listen, and when you are communicating, please, spouse, listen. If you communicate and you do it from a place of being genuine, there is nothing that you cannot conquer in marriage. But when you want to be self-centered and be egotistical, first of all, ego means edging God out. And I'm not talking about the Christian God or the Muslim God. I'm just talking of the Creator, period. When you have an ego and you do whatever you want to do, that means that you have not invited a third party into your marriage, which is the person who brought you together in the first place. The universe brought you together in the first place. You being able to see each other, and you being able to have all the feelings that you have, even the capability of having the children that you have, everything has been solidified by this Creator, by the universe. When you choose to ignore that and do whatever you want to do, you will have cankerworms in your marriage. And I'm saying this from a place of experience. There's nothing I've not done in my marriage. I have run away from the house. I have reported him to my parents. I've reported him to in-laws. I have screamed. I have shouted. I have rolled my eyes. I have insulted him. He has shouted on me. I have shouted on him. At the beginning, I used to hit him. My husband has never hit me, and he would never hit me. But my husband was emotionally abusive. He would do the silent treatment. He would walk away. He would slam doors. He would not talk to me for 3 days. He would not touch me for weeks. Me, on the other hand, I would scream and I would yell and I would hit him. And to me, I thought that was my way of getting his attention. Until we had to start seeing a therapist, and we had to start seeing counselors. And we realized that we both have to deal with the demons that are within our own selves before we can deal with the demons that is in the dynamic of the marriage. When you deal with your foxes and you deal with your own weaknesses, then the marriage will be strong. But when he brings in his weaknesses and you bring in your weaknesses, the marriage will definitely be weak. But if both of you can admit that you both have weaknesses, then both of you will be strong. Please stay tuned so I can get my guest. Welcome back to Emotions with Omenasa. My guest is here with me. He is the founder of the School of Articulation, and he is none other than Mr. Komolafe. He is also a behavioral therapist. Thank you so much for being here with us, sir.
Thank you so very much. Good to be here with Omenasa on Emotions.
Thank you, sir. So, our topic today is the principles of relationships and the principles of marriage. And you know how marriage is definitely a gift from God. It is awesome. It is wonderful. You have a companion. You're very sure that when you go home, somebody will be there. You have children. But there are so many obstacles in marriage. There are so many roadblocks there is so much that goes on, and a lot of people cannot talk about it because, like, some people think that marriage actually is a do or die affair. So can you please enlighten us on how we can handle marriage without coping but actually enjoy marriage?
And that without enduring.
Without enduring.
Without enduring.
Yes,
you
sir.
see, any product or good you buy, though marriage is not for purchase, will of a necessity come with the manual of operation, the do's and the don'ts, and all the rules and the etiquette that guides a certain principle and the idea behind it. So when you get the concept of marriage completely wrong from the beginning, then you are head to hit the rocks, no matter where you are from, and who you are, and with who you are operating. Because when you follow the rules and the principles, and you know beyond a shadow of a doubt what the institution of marriage stands to represent, then you are good to go. So getting it right ab initio is critical to making a success out of it. What is marriage? Marriage is not just a union of two living together because they are matured, they have money, have gone to school, and blah blah. The next thing is to settle and raise a family. No, that is not marriage. Marriage is a call to responsibility. Marriage is a call to maturity. Marriage is a call to decision making. Because you say, yes, I'm a responsible adult, emotionally, physically, financially, and otherwise, and I need a complement that will stay with me and be with me forever, so that where I'm just thinking alone, imagining alone, talking alone, I have my other, people call it other half, or no, you are whole in your personality, intuitively, intelligently, and even by way of your interaction. But you are saying, see, I've reached a state of maturity where I no longer need to think, reason, do things alone. So I need a complement, not a completion. Marriage don't complete us. It actually complements us and brings out the best in one. So when you understand that from the beginning, that it's a call for responsibility, it's a call to maturity and service, then it changes the whole game entirely. Then you know that, yes, I'm here to serve, not to look for service, not to look for cook. You want a cook, anybody, any lady out there, even men are better cooks these days. I'm sure I cook better than you.
I'm
You
actually
are
sure you
a
I can't argue with that.
personality. But you know what? It takes fusion from the within. So making a choice and choosing a life partner, it's a lot that goes into it.
Talking about fusion, I have been married for 8 years, and I have been in situations with my husband where I know for a fact that we were glued. We were just glued together. Everything was aligned. And then we've had situations of where it almost felt like, did I make a mistake? So what are those little foxes that impedes a fusion in marriage?
Very critical there. Talking about what glues two spouses together. Well, love, affection. You discover the first love by which so many people come into that relationship is fast fading away and fading out. So what do you have? You have the opposite. And then people go into marriage not really to make contributions. They are looking for
what they can get.
What they can get out.
Yes.
Accumulation. Oh, when I marry you, I have this intention in my mind that, oh, so and so will happen. You will do this, you will do that, you will do that. When you go into marriage with such a card of request, then you are out to get frustrated, because you must understand what it takes, what it involves. Marriage is not a bed of convenience. You don't go into marriage with the sense and the mentality of seeking convenience. In fact, there is marriage by convenience, which people practice in some other clients, which you know too well.
Yes.
And you lived over there. You marry by 10:30 in the morning and get divorce papers by 11.
Yes. And then you get all the papers that...
You get other papers and all of that. Or let's just go and connect it there so as to get some other papers. And by the time you do it, that is a complete abuse. Emotionally, physically, mentally, and otherwise, which does not augur well. What glues a relationship is the love, is the desire, is the determination to want to see it succeed, no matter what. In life, you know, Minister, you're going to have the good, the bad, and the ugly. When you find genuine love, no wind, I say it again, no wind can dissuade. In fact, the wind will contribute to bringing out the best of your love juices. Love is actually a juice that when you press the individual who carries it in a marriage relationship, then you see the fragrance, you see the taste of the true spouse you have. But when it's like going the opposite direction and you are beginning to misbehave, it means you don't really have what you profess. So when I press you, Minister, in a relationship, whatever comes out of you is your true self.
Now, what comes out? Yeah. What are certain things that do come out?
Yes. Hate can come out. We're not saying every man has to be perfect to marry. No. Marriage is actually to enable you work on some of your imperfections.
Yes.
And to show you in clear-cut language, lucid language, what your strengths are, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats. Because you never can see yourself alone, being alone. So you need that partner, that spouse, for which you have been intimately bonded and connected through a wedding. I'm not talking of, you are trying to espouse yourself to a partner. No, you are already married. So you are adjudged to be one in your spirit, in your soul, in your body. And the height of which, for which, sexual intimacy and all of that, which is another gamut and a world on its own. So there must be that intimate connection and fellowship, interaction with each other, that we cascade all to what? Mental and emotional reasoning before it climaxes at physical bodily union. So it's affection down the line, inside out, outside in. That's not to say you are perfect, but you see, the differences that we see with each other are actually the building bricks or block for which the marriage relationship ought to be consummated and consolidated. So variety is the spices of life. You never can marry yourself to say, oh, you know, I'm cool and gentle, I must look for a cool and gentle person, spouse and all of that, so that everywhere
will be cool.
will be cool. No, you're cool and gentle and all of that. Look for an omenesa there who will throw your house into some certain emotional ballistic missiles that will get you hot so that you can compliment.
Okay.
You see, you must pull from that end and from this end in order to make room for harmony, not acrimony.
So
you must be ready to shift ground. A
shift
little
ground.
here and a little there to make a holistic picture of what your home ought to be.
Okay. So I'm just going to ask you direct questions. Number one, what do you feel about battery? Number two, what do you feel about the sexual intimacy in marriage? Is it permissible for a husband or wife to insist on intimacy even though the other partner is not interested at the time? Would we call that rape? And also, what is the specific thing that breaks a marriage? So those three things: one, battery; two, does the word rape actually exist in marriage? And then three, what is the one obstacle or ingredient that would destroy a marriage?
Battery, rape, and all of those other manifestations, behavioral violations in marriage, are all first causes of a defect. Once there is a breach in communication,
There's a breach everywhere.
Yeah, do you see? It affects what goes for one goes for all. Once there is communication breakdown, nothing flows. Even mindset are misjudged. Things you say are often misinterpreted. So ensure that there is no break in communication. No gap. Once there is gap, anything feels it. In life, there is no empty gap. Something of necessity will have to fill it. So 4 things every couple must know. 1, keep the contact alive. Eye contact, talk contact, ear contact. Have a listening ear. Don't be quick. Don't be rash in your decision or in your statement. Have a listening ear to your partner, whether the good, the bad, and the ugly. He is your partner, no matter what. You have been fused together. You've been joined together. So contact is critical. Then from that contact, physical contact, you will know that even some relationship, they hardly hold hands. They say, I beg, leave my hand. We are outside. I say, Morrison, Shubon, that's not to say you go off overboard. But you see, the eye contact, the talk contact, hi there, and all of that, all of those gestures are lubricating fluid in relationship. Contact, from contact, take it up to the next step of connection. In contact, you maybe you're present or by reason of telephone and all of that, just to develop an aura of your partner and all of that, being around or not being around. And then connection.
Okay. So contact and connection.
The second stage. In connecting, you're trying to hear and then trying to understand your partner from his or her own point of view. Okay, why is he saying this and all of that? And when you do it out of affection
and out of genuinity,
genuineness, genuine intention.
Yes.
That's not to say your spouse is perfect, but you're trying to hear and see from his or her own angle so that you can empathize with your spouse. Very important. And then from contact to connection, then the third C is contribution.
Contribution. And because of time,
yes.
What would be the fourth C?
Communication. Is a natural byproduct.
So contact,
connection, contribution will give birth to communication.
Okay.
So you are communicating well. So battery will be out of it.
Of course.
Or rape, whether outside of marriage or in marriage. I hope you do know that there is also rape in marriage.
Yes.
Because it takes two to tangle. You see, sexual intimacy is a call to the height of harmonious love. And what do I mean by that? Oh, we are bonded in our spirit. We are bonded in our mind.
And in your body.
Then your body can flow. But in a situation where there is no bonding in the spirit, in the mind, and you want it in the flesh, this is outright falsity there, and that is rape.
And that is abuse.
And that is abuse. It becomes mechanical. The emotional attachment to it, it's completely warped. And once it is that situation, it is what I call an animalistic behavior, for which you need a therapist, a behavior therapist like me, to be able to fix together. We'll pull out the violation, throw it away, and bring you back to definition. So that when you are defined from within, you can be refined on the outside, including in bed.
Awesome. Awesome.
So how refined are you?
I think I am very refined.
Then I will ask my brother and friends.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for enlightening us. And so, thank you so much, my viewers, for watching today. You listened and you heard Mr. Komolafe talk about the 4 C's in marriage, which is communication, connectivity, contribution, and what was the other one?
No, this is the arrangement and the order. Because if you are climbing a staircase, you have to begin from the first step.
Contacts.
In all sense of it. That will give birth to connection. Where there's interaction and interplay of flow. Then that makes all contribution, because you can't connect without contribution. There will be a flow inside out, and the holistic picture is communication.
And then lastly,
when you break it down and you don't follow through, you're going to have assault one of the days, you're going to have rape, you're going to have abuse, and the worst case scenarios is that you'll find couples killing themselves.
Yes.
This is completely odd, and it shouldn't be. Forbidden. So you need help, you need to talk to us, and let's see how to put the pieces together to make a whole again. It's possible.
Awesome. Well, until next time, thank you for watching.